Hello everyone and welcome to episode 9 of my Utah Jazz MyGM on the Xbox One here on Klein92 TV. Going into this episode, we are approaching the midpoint in Season 2. I'm showing you guys the morale of all of our players, and we're going to simulate up until January 17th to this game up against the Charlotte Hornets. And I know this may surprise a lot of you, but the Charlotte Hornets are the second best team in the Eastern Conference. And looking at the Western Conference standings, I'm surprised to say that the Jazz are the 10th best team in the West. What is happening right now? Well, if you really look closely at those standings, you would have noticed that we are just one game away from being the 4th best team in the West. As usual, the Western Conference is very tight. It's going to be a very close playoff race. And because it's such a tight race, every game of the entire season will count for this Utah Jazz team. Now, heading into this episode, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about some news going on my channel. First and foremost, I'm going on vacation, so you're not going to see a video on this channel for the next week, and I know a lot of you have been getting into my Clydecast series. There's been a lot of comments recently, especially on the one I just posted on Monday about the Eastern Conference, so you're going to have to wait another week before you're going to see the part 2 of that, where I talk about the Western Conference. So that Clydecast video will not be coming out until either July 26th or July 27th. Also, this Jazz series will be on hold for the next week. I wish I could record something and get the video already, that way I could post it while I'm on vacation, but the place that I'm going to is not going to have any internet connection, so I would have no way of uploading it. So that's basically the news update for this channel, and I have one more question before we head into the gameplay of this episode, and that question is, what do you want to see next on this Jazz series? Earlier in this video, I simulated up until January 17th, so that means that the All-Star game is still playable. We all know that LeBron James will make the All-Star team, and I'm sure most of you guys know that I have a pretty weird format for my NBA 2K series. Basically, I do 5 games in the regular season, then all the elimination games in the playoffs. So if I were to play that All-Star game, that game would count as one of the 5 regular season games. So if you guys are okay with replacing some Jazz gameplay with some All-Star gameplay, you can tell me that in the comments section below. When I get back from my trip, I'm going to read over all of those comments, and from there I'll decide what game I'm going to play next. Heading into the gameplay of this video, I mentioned earlier that we are playing up against the Charlotte Hornets. In Season 2, the Charlotte Hornets basically have the same core group of guys, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Kemba Walker, and Lance Stevenson, but they do have some new additions, which include Hassan Whiteside and Larry Sanders. I thought that was pretty funny, especially since both of those guys played for the Jazz back in Season 1. Right out of the gate, the Jazz started taking apart this Charlotte team. We already have a 15-point lead in the first quarter. So KJ McDaniels has the ball, the lob to LeBron, it gets blocked, and Cody Zeller runs the court and gets a dunk at the other end. That will make it a 13-point game, but we're still holding on to this lead. Less than 5 seconds left in the first quarter, and Emmanuel Mudiay gets an and one right over Cody Zeller. That is a perfect end to the first quarter. I have no idea how Emmanuel Mudiay got that and one in literally less than 2 seconds. At the beginning of the second quarter, the Hornets are still playing carelessly. KJ McDaniels has the ball. Let's try that lob again. This time to Giannis Antetokounmpo, the newest acquisition that we made just in the last episode. And now we have a 17-point lead. So at this point in the game, I looked at the scoreboard and realized that the chances of us winning are pretty high. And I could have easily just played out this game and dominated the Hornets with LeBron James, but instead we're going to try to make history with the spin master himself, Joel Anthony. Now, Joel Anthony's career high in points is 16 points, and we're going to try to beat that record in this episode. So the goal is to give the ball to Joel Anthony at all costs. He's running a pick and pop with LeBron James. LeBron has to give him the ball because Anthony is the better player. With about 5 minutes left in the second quarter, Giannis is going to give the ball to Joel Anthony down in the post, backing down the defender and getting a nice hook shot right underneath the hoop. So we have a 13-point lead. We're setting another pick with Joel. Give it to him on the left side, and look at that athleticism as he jumped for the ball. And look at him body up Noah Vonleh and get that layup at the hoop. Now the Hornets have the ball. They're going to give it to Lance Stevenson on the left side. He'll back it up, and he's going to try to cross over Victor Oladipo. He gets by him, and he makes that mid-range jumper with LeBron right in his face. Less than 20 seconds left in the first half, and now Joel Anthony, I think, is on the bench. So we're going to run a pick and pop with Justice Winslow. Winslow does not see that much playing time on this team, mainly because we already have LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo, who both have higher ratings than him. So it's nice to see him make some plays out there when he gets his playing time. So going into the second half, we have a 14-point lead on the Charlotte Hornets. In the entire first half, they scored just 39 points. And out of that 39, PJ Harrison had 13. He had 1/3 of his team's points. Going into the second half, the Jazz have just one goal in mind, and that is to give the ball to Joel Anthony. Dante Exum is taking the ball up court, and that was a really weird pass to Joel. Hassan Whiteside is playing defense on him. He does not go up close against Joel, and he knocks down that shot. At this point in the game, Joel Anthony is approaching that 16-point margin, and the exact same thing happens. Hassan Whiteside does not come up on defense, and Joel makes another shot. 2 minutes into the third quarter, the Hornets have the ball. They're going to pass it over to Kemba Walker, who hasn't done much this game, but he's making that shot over Victor Oladipo at the hoop. Dante Exum has it down low to the spin master, and look at Hassan Whiteside playing just atrocious defense this entire quarter. We have a 20-point lead, large in part due to Joel Anthony's amazing play, so you know we need to give him the ball. And look at this, a perfect green shot release for Joel Anthony. The spin master is on fire, but now he has the ball on the far left side of the court. He muscles his way down into the paint, and a fadeaway. That is not something you see often from Joel Anthony. So now the Hornets have the ball. They have been embarrassed this entire quarter. Lance Stevenson knocks down that shot to decrease our lead to just 18 points. Here is LeBron with the ball, passing it down low to Joel. He's got Larry Sanders playing defense on him, and he has to prove to Larry Sanders that he is the new center of the Utah Jazz. Larry Sanders is old news. Joel Anthony is the new face of the Jazz. So starting the fourth quarter, we have a 17-point lead, but this is where the Hornets started to make their three-point shots. You saw that Lance Stevenson made that three-pointer right there. He gets blocked on this possession. We run the fast break, and LeBron James finally gets that alley-oop that he's been looking for. But after that alley-oop, they start making three-pointers, and Norris Cole knocks down that shot. It is almost a single-digit game. Joel Anthony has the ball at the top of the key. The spin move down low, but he misses the layup. The Hornets are going to run the fast break. Kemba is taking the ball up court, passing it over to Lance Stevenson, and he will make this layup with the left hand at the hoop. So around 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it is a single-digit game. Kemba Walker ends up with the ball somehow and knocks down a three-pointer. So it's just a 6-point game. Kemba has the ball. I do not want them to make a three. He shoots a three. He misses it, and we get the rebound. We waste a ton of clock after that. 12 seconds left in the entire game. Now the Hornets need a three-pointer, foul, and then get another three. I purposely leave MKG wide open at the three-point line. He misses that three. Then Kemba misses a three. Joel Anthony with the full court shot, but that will not go in. However, we do walk out of Charlotte with a 6-point win over the Charlotte Hornets, large in part thanks to the beast, the spin master himself, Joel Anthony. Looking at the final game stats, the Hornets were led by PJ Tucker, but looking at the Jazz, Joel Anthony ended the game with 26 points. Here are the Western Conference standings. Anyways, I hope you guys had a fun time watching this video. Be sure to have a great day. God bless you guys. Bye.